Welcome back to the Mayo Mansion. And today we do our third division of the 2024 DHBL preview. This time we're going to do the North American division. Has some intriguing people in this division. And we'll do it from the website's chronological order. So it starts out with Daryl, the current commissioner of the DHBL, and our current champion, and he's a two-time champion. He is a two-time champion. So, we will start out with his team. And I will first start out with, congratulations, Daryl, on another championship. I don't know how you did it. I think I predicted you'd be last in 2023, so somehow you pulled a rabbit out of the hat again. Although the last time when you beat me, that was for the championship. I had the best team. God damn. Anyways, all water under the bridge at this point. But Daryl, so let's start out with your draft. So you had three guys in the top 5 rounds that were hitters. Let's pull up your roster. And your first overall pick was Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso. Okay. A first baseman that high? With his numbers? Yeah, that's a reach. Your second of the 3 hitters was Francisco Lindor. I guess you decided same team. I kind of had that theory in my picks, but whatever. I didn't have him. Did I have him in the top 5? No. Lindor. And then your third guy, and this is a real head shaker, Max Muncy. Not one of my favorite players in the world, but he's a little bit obtuse. What's that word? Whatever. So those 3 guys are your top or hitters in top 5 rounds. You also have a Jeff McNeil. I mean, how many Mets do you need? That team sucks. Okay. So your infield basically consists of, who's your catcher? Oh yeah, Yona Heim. Yeah, he had a nice little season last year. I don't know if he can back it up this year. We'll see. Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, Matt Muncy, Francisco Lindor, and then it starts to go a little south. Will Benson, Jake Fraley, a couple of Reds. I'm not sure both those guys even play every day. I don't know. Steve, can you tell me what's up with that? Julio Rodriguez, who I think's a tad overrated personally. Just my opinion. I think he's a little overrated. And then we got Wyatt Langford, a rookie. He looks like a baller. I don't know. Wasn't he just drafted last year? He's already on the team. We'll see. Anyways, he looks like a baller. I will say that. It does look like a baller. So your starting 9 is pretty crappy. So off the bat, I gave you a 2.5 on your starting 9. It's a crappy lineup. Let's be real. There's not a lot of anything. That's just a lot of Mets and a lot of Reds. But okay, 2.5. Sorry, I was a little low on that, but that's just where I see it. Then you go to the bench, and oh boy. Yeah, your bench is pretty bad. Langoliers is your catcher. It looks like you can fill in your infield with your backups with Will Castro, who everybody said was going to have a big year this year. We'll see. Willie Castro, he's a guy. Gio Urshela. I mean, how many teams has he been on in the last 3 years? George Mateo, Baltimore, and Harold Ramirez. Yeah. So I give you a 2.5 in your depth. Hitting, 2.5 depth, 2.5. So you walk out of hitting with a 5. Remember, you drafted 3 guys in your top 5 that were hitters. You're going to walk out with a 5. So let's move over to pitching. Pitching, you had two guys in your top 5. Cease, Musgrove were 3rd and 4th respectively in the rounds. Rondon was your 6th rounder, but after that, and again, those guys are good starters. Those 3, they're good starters. Are they sensational? No. Cease had one fantastic year. In the 5 years I had him. You picked up. This is no joke. After the draft, you picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you've added a 6 guys when free agency, when the waiver wire opened. 6 free agent pitchers. I mean, dude, what the fuck? Baz is IL. Bradford. Kyle Gibson sucks. I don't care if he had a good first start. Mason Miller. Spencer Turnbull. Yeah, you got some guys on the DL or IL. Alcantara, who's out, I think, for the year. Radish, Braxton Garrett, Means, Tyler. Okay, you got Devin Williams down there in the bully. Picked him in the 9th round. Your team's pretty bad, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Only because your top 3 pitchers are pretty decent. Cease, Musgrove, and Rondon, and I like Alvarado out of the pen. Although he's already been touched up a little bit, but I do like Devin Williams. Other than that, I mean, you got a decent starting rotation, so I give you a 3 there. Your depth, I'm being generous, 2.5. 2.5. So that gives you 5 plus 3 plus 2.5. That's 10.5, brother. Now we go to management. So here's my issue with the management. I'm just gonna give you a 5. Let's give you a 5. Because you won 2 championships in just a matter of few years, right? I was gonna give you a 5 because you deserve a 5. The problem is 2 things. You picked up 9 players when the waiver wire opened up. 9. That means your draft sucked. So I had to drop it down to a 4.5, and then I had to drop you down another half a point because what the fuck did you do to the draft, brother? What are we doing here? What was going on with that? Where was our draft room? You completely fucked the draft up, dude. What the fuck was that? I even called you and said, dude, just take a timeout and start over. Put ourselves in the draft room. You basically gave me the middle finger, which a lot of people do, all due respect. But, dude, I know you said you want to be Roger Goodell. More like Louis Farrakhan. That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. And we all love Daryl, but dude, you just fucked that draft up. Just take the L, say, guys, I fucked up. I ain't going to do it again because next year we'll be in the draft room because that was bad. And all jokes aside, we appreciate you holding down the commissionership. We are being kind of hard on you. And you stuck through it last year, so congratulations on sticking through and winning the championship. So good job with that. But you did fuck up the draft. I guess you're seeing now, though, being the commissioner and doing the draft, not easy. Because I don't think you did. Well, what did we do last year? We do the long draft? That don't count. We do basically a one-day draft being the commissioner. Steve will tell you it's not easy. And you found out because you had to pick up 9 players day one waiver wire. Anyways, so that added up. I have to subtract because I originally had you with a 5, and then I really thought long and hard. So you're going to end up with, let's do the math here. Hold on. I got to clean up my my stuff here. Bear with me. Should have done my prep here, huh? All right, let's get back to Commissioner Daryl. All right, Daryl, we have you down for the king, the champ. And let's do our numbers again, shall we? 2.5, 2.5, 3, 2.5. So 2.5, 2.5, 3, 2.5. And then again, we look at this again. I had you at a 5. But because of the shitty ass draft you did this year, and the way you ran the draft, I got to take you down a whole full point. So 4. You did it to yourself. Did it to yourself. I didn't profile you either. So that puts us at a 14.5. Up the greatest of scores. And then the next one, we get to our next team, Lucky, Prime, 0. Those are our teams for division. All right, let's go to Lucky. Man, I motivated last year into a division championship. I will not be motivating you this year because you got a way better team. So let's go to Lucky. Looking at his, hang on a second, respond to a text. All right, so Lucky, my boy Jose Lua, a fellow heart attack victim like me, has a pretty darn good team. He drafted all 5 in the first 5 rounds. They're all hitters. Holy crap. Oh, wow. What 5 guys did he have? He's got Alvarez of Houston, first round. Legit. He dynastied Austin Riley. Solid. Christian Walker, 3rd round. Solid. Gleyber Torres, 4th round. I don't know about that. I don't love that one. And in the 5th round, who did he get in the 5th round? Thero Estrada qualifies as second and short for San Francisco, for the Gigantes. Don't love that one either. That being said, he still has a very solid offense. He's got Caballero, Tembe, Punch and Judy hitter over there. Cedric Mullins, we all like. I think I traded hit to him like a bazillion years ago. I sucked down my C4. One of the few things I still drink. Taylor Ward, Lane Thomas. I actually like his offense. It's not great, but it's not bad either. So I gave it a 3.5. I don't love what's his name for the Yankees, Gleyber Torres. I don't love him as your 4th pick. If he was later, again, he's on the team. He's solid, I guess. I'm sure I'll put my foot in my mouth on that one. And you go to his depth. I really like his depth. I really do. Perdomo of the Diamondbacks. He's got Josh Bell, Rosario, JD Martinez, Gabriel Moreno. Right now he has Estrada on his bench. Dude, that's a solid bench. That's at least the best bench in the league. So I gave that a 4. I've given anybody higher than a 4, but that's a really solid bench. Yeah, I like his bench. He's got 5,000 minor leaguers because that's his thing. And then we move over to let's recap. So he had 3.5 and a 4, so 7.5 walking out of hitting. Pretty solid offense. Of course, he had 5 guys drafted in the top 5 rounds that were hitters. Then we move over to pitching. He had 0 pitchers in top 5. I think he must have had some keepers. Don't remember. I'm sure Strider was a keeper. Again, I had Strider. Fuck. That sucks about Strider. So his starting staff, I was going to give him a 3.5 on the starting staff because he has Kirby, Lugo. Lugo, that's a wait and see on Lugo. He could be good. We'll see. Strider was going to be his ace. Yeah, I don't love it now without him. He's got Cobb, Kikuchi, Sanchez, Waldron. He picked up Jordan Hicks. He's got Chris Paddock. I like his depth because he'll get the most out of those guys. So I give him a 4 on depth, but only a 3 on the starting staff. So he's gonna walk away at 7. He's got 7.5 there, 7 pitching, gives you 14.5. He's got Romero on his pen. He's got a good pen, but he's on the IL. And so, of course, when it comes to managerial skills, he's really good. Although I thought he kind of stunk the last couple of years, except for last year. He made me put my foot square right into my mouth and vigorously chew. But before that, he was kind of. But he kicked ass last year. He let me know it. And so I have to give him a solid 4. He hasn't won in a while, right? He hasn't won in a while. And the same score as Darryl. Same score as Red. Same score as Broke. So he's not being disrespected. So I give him a 4 there. So let's do the math, shall we? Three and a half. Five top. I give him a 4 in depth. Pitching was going to be 3.5, but he lost Strider. I had to go down to a 3. And then I give him a 4 in depth over here, and management a 4. 7.5, 10.5, 18.5. Oops. Oops. Fucking solid ass score. So oh, I'm responding to another stupid text. All right. So let's get to the next team, prime performers. Okay, first of all, prime performers. You and the rest of the Dodger fans, just so you know, you guys are now the evil empire. So fuck you guys. Fuck your team. Get the fuck out of Chicago. We just took 2 or 3. Should have swept if it not for the fucking home plate umpire. But take your sorry asses out of town. Your overpaying asses trying to buy a championship out of fucking town. Can't play in a little cool weather. Fuck the Dodgers. Fuck you guys. And by the way, Otani did bet on baseball, but whatever. They're not gonna get him. Whatever. It's funny because last year I was loving the Angel Dodger smack in our text chain, and I was kind of seeing the Dodgers point. They seem like the Angels fans look kind of silly arguing, but now looking back at it now that they bought all these players, hard to actually root for the Dodgers at all. And then, by the way, your broadcasting booth sucks. What the fuck is with Oral Hershiser and his stupid commercials? Oh my god. That is a terrible booth. And I get forced to listen to their shit instead of the Cubs broadcast, which is obviously grade A quality. That being said, let's get on to prime performers. And let's see what we got for him. So I've just played Wang, and he had a pretty good offensive week. Look at his notes. He had a pretty good offensive week. I think he blew his nut, quite honestly. His team's not very good. He had four hitters in the top 5 rounds. There's some keepers involved there, though. He took Devers first. He dynastied Olsen. He took Hernandez fourth. Yeah, he had his 14 RBIs this week. Okay, great. 14 RBIs from that guy. That will slowly go downhill quickly. He's not a very good player. He'll be at 230 before you know it. He blew his nut against my team. It is what it is, all right? That shit ain't happening the whole season. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. He's got 4 homers. He'll have, by the All-Star break, he'll have 8. That's all he'll have. So, he drafted him in the 4th round, which is really a stretch. Let's be real. And in the 5th round, he had Adolis Garcia. I'm pretty sure that's some sort of keeper. Because that dude is a stud. Again, 11 RBIs this week against me. These guys blew their nuts against me. What can I say? I got to take the L and wear it. Because all 5 rounds were hitters. And so looking at his roster, he has his catching position's kind of He's got Cal Riley, Matt Olson. I love Chris Morrell. He's playing him at second. Obviously, I think he's a stud. He had, of course, a big week against me, of course. Devers. Bobby Witt's a stud. Garcia's a stud. Riley Green, he's junk. He's terrible. Yeah, he had a couple homers against me, but who didn't? He had like 25 homers against me this week. Hernandez, you already heard what I say. He was well overdrafted. He's going to go nothing but down from here. And he's got Tyler O'Neill. He'll be injured. He busted his nut against me. That ain't going to last either. So his outfield is Garcia, Green, Hernandez, O'Neill. It's junk. Let's be real. It's junk. And then his bench. He has Henry Davis as backup catcher. Okay. Andrew Vaughn. I had him for 3 seasons. He's not very good. Julian, the second baseman, Minnesota, not very good. Cole Keith, I don't know what the fuck he is. Of course, then he has a cheater on his team. Shocker. Marte, who's suspended for like 80 games. Masus Wynn of St. Louis, and Colton Cove. His bench sucks. Let's be real. And I'm going to be generous and give him a 3 on the bench. I gave him a 3.5 hitting, 3 on the bench, and frankly, I should have given him a 2.5. Should have given him a 2.5. Let's be real. His bench is terrible. So out of hitting, he's going to walk out with 6.5. Okay. And then as far as, wait a minute. Holy smokes, did I fuck this up? Yeah, okay, he had 4 hitters and 1 pitcher. I almost messed that up. So his pitching staff, while he only had 1 guy drafted in the top 5, and it shows. His 1 guy is Luzardo. I mean, Luzardo's okay. He's not great. He's got a team. The problem with Miami is they don't play any team defense, so there's gonna be a lot of balls that should have. They're not gonna be caught, bobbled, whatever. They got bad team defense behind them. Anyways, you got Luzardo. Logan Gilbert is okay. Zach Eflin. I mean, that's his starting 3. He had as many starts as he wanted out of those 3 guys. And I kicked his ass in pitching, quite honestly. If I would have just played Crochet like I was going to initially, my score against him would be completely different. Been 9-8 me. Just being real. But I didn't pitch the right guy. Anyways, his depth is really bad. He's got Hunter Brown, Hunter Green. Hunter Green, when's he gonna ever do anything? Clark Schmidt. I mean, and J.P. Sears, he sucks. Gavin Stone, we saw him against the Cubs today. He's terrible. He's terrible. First chance the Dodgers get, he's out of the rotation. And then he has Bednar as his closer, who is not good this week either. And he's hurt. So, his pitching staff, I gave him a 3. His depth, I gave him 2.5. I mean, he's going to win 13-5 against me, but his team's not very good. I mean, I would have faced John, who had similar numbers to me. I would have beaten John 10-7, 10-8, whatever it is. I just lose my 13-5 because he blew a wad in his hitting. And that's not going to continue. It's not. It's terrible. And so, let's do the numbers, shall we? With Wanger. Uh-oh. They hit. Okay. So Wang, 3.5. 4, 1. 3 in pitching or hitting depth. That is vital. That's so generous. That is so generous. A 3 in pitching. Kind of generous there too. Just average. 2.5 on depth. That's technically generous. And then Mike with management. Okay, so anybody with the Fab Five, they all cheat. They just do. But Mike's been able to weasel his way around the league, and I got no choice but to give him a 5. He does deserve a 5. He's gonna have to make some major roster adjustments though. His team's not real good. He's not real good. And you'll see in the next couple weeks. Hernandez, give me a break. 14 RBIs in a week. Get out of here with that. All right, so let's add it up. 6.5, 9.5, 10, 12, 17. So he's got 17. Still not a bad score. And there you have it. Wang's in for a tough season. He still could make the playoffs with that number, though. But I don't know. The thing about Wang is he'll figure out ways to win games. He does. Because frankly, I should have beat him 9-7, 9-8 this week. If I just pitched Crochet. That's all I had to do was pitch Crochet. Anyways, and I wanted to pitch him. But I didn't think he would get the innings. Anyways, my bad. Alright, so let's move on to Zero Dick. So Zero Dick, another one of my favorite Zerwick, actually. He actually knows what he's doing. Unlike the guy that's on the hot seat for the Art Steinbretters. He actually knows what he's doing. And he refrained from trading with Rose last year, Sniffer. And that's how he ended up being real good. So anyways, let's look at his team. Alright, what we got here? So Gavin I really like his offense. I do. I do. I like his offense. But he does have a couple holes that I don't like. Torkelson. Torkelson, man, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's first start with he has 2 hitters in his top 5, 3 pitchers. Ozzie Albies, who I love, was his first overall pick, and then he dynastied Arozarena with Tampa Bay. And oh, I have this backwards. And he has 3 Santander. Sorry, I missed that the first time. So he has 3 guys: Albies, Arozarena, and Santander. All, I think they're all really good players. Really good players. Where he starts, and again, this is where, like, William Contreras is a stud. I like him. Torkelson, I just don't love Torkelson. He's got a lot of Pete Alonso vibes, but he's still going to hit you some home runs. Jorge Polanco at third, don't love him. Pena at short's fine. Well, hopefully he takes a step. Conforto sucks. Yeah, he's off to a nice start, but he was terrible for me last year. So unless he's, we'll see. I could be wrong. And Geloff with Oakland, he sucks. I think he's just got him in the line to steal bases, I'm guessing, which is good management, actually. So his offense, I give him a 3.5. Because I don't like Polanco. I don't like Conforto and Geloff. Yeah, again, don't go by what happened the first week. The first week is full of rainouts. The weather's too cold. Guys, there's days off. There shouldn't be days off. It's just weird, right? You can't go by the first week. If you're panicking after week 1, you're dumb. You're dumb. So you should give your team a month where everybody's got all their opening days done. There's skipping days, the weather. The first week doesn't mean shit. Anyways, so I gave him a 3.5 because I don't like Geloff in his lineup, Conforto and Polanco. Anyway, so we go to his depth, and I don't love his depth because he has Patrick Wisdom on his team, and Wisdom sucks. He's one of the worst Cubs ever. I don't like him at all. Get him off your roster. Ruiz is your catcher. He's okay. Lopez stinks. Kanya stinks. Lars Nootbaar is Japanese, so he's hurt, so he's fine. Rooker, I think he had his wonder year last year. And Kjerstad of Baltimore. Hey, why is he on your roster? Why? So I gave you a 3 for depth. 3.5, 3, so you got 6.5 walking out of hitting. Let's move over to pitching. So pitching, he has, sorry, you have 2 in the top 5. That was a mistake. And your top pitcher was Lopez of Minnesota. I like him. And also Joe Ryan of Minnesota. I like him. Jose Barrios, I like him. Grayson Rodriguez, I like him. Those 4 but very good pitchers. Ranger Suarez of Philadelphia, I like him too. Is he great? No, but he's got that Musgrove feel to him. Munoz is a closer, and then he's also got Adbert Alzolay. Jordan Wicks is going to be a stud for the Cubs, and I'm not sure the deal with Cabrera. So I like your rotation at a 4, your depth's a 3.5 because you're a little light on. You need one more player in that bullpen. Probably get rid of one of those relievers, or replace Cabrera. And you got some DH in there that I don't look fun. So what I gave you, let's see, 3.5, and yeah, So here we go. Let's show this. By the way, Gavin, really appreciate you in the league, man. You're really good for this league. Love the young blood. Your dad and your uncle are. I played hockey with both of them. They are what they are, right? But you're cool to have in the league, no doubt about it. So, 3.5, 3, 3, 2. Pitching, he gave you a 4. I love your starters. 3.5. And I gave you a 3.5 here. Your management skills are pretty good, but as soon as you trade with Rhodes, that goes down a half point. Because trading with that guy is just ridiculous. So what do we have here? 6.5, 10.5, plus 7, 17.5. All right. So in the North American division, looks like Lucky, 0, Wang, and the champ, King, as the order of finish. Yeah, Wang's going to have to really pull something out of his ass. All right, guys. I'll see you for the last division in a little bit.